Hey everyone, thanks for joining us at this webinar. We're going to give people 1 more minute and then we'll get started. Okay, so I think let's get started. Hi everybody, welcome to our webinar on building agents with Agent Launchpad. This is a new product feature that we recently launched about 3 weeks ago. So we're really excited to tell you more about it. That's our forward-looking statement. My name is Sancha Norris. I'm the product marketing lead for Agent Launchpad, and with me today is John Illy. He's the product manager for Agent Launchpad. And I'll be your host and speaker today, as well as John. Here's our agenda of what we're going to cover. I'm going to give you a quick intro and background on where we are today and why we even built the Agent Launchpad. And then I'm going to hand it over to John to do the demo. And then we'll take questions last 15, 20 minutes of this session. So please, as we're going, continue to send them in throughout the webinar, and we'll answer them as quickly as we can or take them at the end. So let's get started. So I wanted to start with the problem we're trying to solve, right? We call this the data chaos problem, and it's what's causing companies about $600 billion a day when you can't really take advantage or understand what the data is trying to tell you. That's causing problems with your company downtime. This is really directly affecting how our companies, how your company how it's costing your company in terms of direct costs. But it's also costing in terms of your customer experience. 81% of people we survey in a study by Oxford Economics cite that downtime is really costing them. They're losing customers as a result of it. So it's a huge problem, as you all know. And now, we've all heard about agentic AI, right? And why is this so important? And I think first, now when we go back to the volume and complexity of data, of machine data that has really outgrown human, ability to really investigate and make sense of all of that data. Security teams, ops teams, network teams, we're all dealing with more telemetry, more dependencies between the data and the systems, and more noise than we can possibly process. Human expertise still matters for sure, and human-only processes or workflows are really reaching their limits. At the same time, both threats and outages now unfold at an even faster machine speed than ever before. Your attackers, we hear about it in the news, I think, quite frequently now with Anthropic and OpenAI, security use cases. Attackers are using AI as well, and AI is, has a mind of its own, and it's doing crazy things as well. So whether it's whether the failure is happening across domains and applications, these things are propagating really quickly, much more quickly than ever before. And when your environment is moving that fast, the time that you're spending to gather that context, to make sense of your data and figure out what the data is telling you, that becomes your biggest bottleneck. And third, we're really seeing agentic AI achieving amazing outcomes. And I think that's part of why there's so much excitement around, building agents and using agents. That getting that context, when you have downtime and getting that context in a few minutes rather than spending, 30 minutes or an hour now really matters, right? And that's where agentic AI can really come in and help you. And speaking of benefits, I wanted to share with you, why are people excited about this? This is a direct quote from one of our alpha customers for Agent Launchpad. And they used Agent Launchpad to build a triage agent. And the agent's job was really to assess the severity, the risk severity of the alerts that so that they know which ones to work on. And what they did was they did a test. They sent a bunch of alerts through their agent that they built, and then they compared that to the human assessment. And the agent was pretty accurate, and so they were pretty happy about that. And what they're seeing is that, with agents that they're building, or with that particular agent that they built, they see that the agent could, really do 80% of the drudgery work that an analyst would typically do, gathering all the data from different places and trying to, summarize it, explain it, and analyze it. And so the agent was able to do a lot of that work, up front, and that really frees up their time to make the critical decisions. Like, what do I do with this information? What actions do I want to take? How do I want to remediate? And I think that really, makes your job, the analyst's job, so much more meaningful. Now, because of the potential of the agents and the benefits that we could get, there's definitely a lot of interest. Companies are trying it, and they're piloting agentic AI, there's a lot of excitement for sure, but there's also risk, right? I think the analysts are expecting 40% of agentic projects to fail because it's inaccurate, it's not trustworthy. How do you know the agent is doing what it's supposed to do? And no doubt, there's, IDC forecasts, a lot of agents in our future. And I think what we're really, we're taking all of this information, and what we're trying to do is that, in the world of digital resilience, what does agentic AI mean for our customers and, for the processes that, for enterprises that we're trying to support? And I think what's really appealing is that, you can have now teams of agents working on your behalf, whether it's, across IT, security, or network. And so that as you're doing your job, or maybe as you're, sleeping through the night, you have these agents working for you in the background, clearing up your alerts, doing work that, giving you summaries of what's happening, so that when you wake up in the morning, instead of fighting fires, you can start your day with a clear head and a plan. And that allows you to really focus on, what the critical issues at hand, making decisions and taking action, or approving action, for the agent to take. So now I want to take a quick poll, just to get a sense of what you're doing, what your company is doing with agents, whether you built one yourself, or your company has built one, somebody else has built one, whether you've used Splunk MCP, whether you've used agents with Splunk as well. So take a minute to give us your feedback. We'd love to hear what you're doing. I think I'll give you another 30 seconds. Okay, let me wrap it up and let's go to the results. I see people are still inputting their responses. Maybe another 10 seconds. Okay, so we're getting to about half of our attendees. So let me move to the response. Okay, so it looks like about half of the people in the audience have used it, and half have not. About a smaller percentage using Splunk MCP, so that's great. I think you'll learn more about how easy it will be to use that. So I think this is very interesting. A lot of people are getting started, and I think after today, I think all the people who haven't done it will find out how easy it is to get started. Okay, so thanks for your input. And we appreciate and understand the value that agentic AI, the benefits that it can bring, and we're also embedding all of the agentic capabilities into our portfolio across Splunk. And so I wanted to kind of give you a picture of where things fit in terms of having those agentic capabilities in Splunk. So if you look on the left-hand side, we already have agents that's out of the box in our applications today. So enterprise security, observability cloud, and our Splunk AI assistant also has an agentic mode. And so these are all agent capabilities. It's part of our application. It's running. You don't turnkey out of the box. Where Agent Launchpad fits in is that we now allow you to build custom agents. So, if you have special needs, that your business requires, whether it's, assessing different kinds of risk, you have different workflows and different processes, we now give you the ability to build those custom agents. And this is all native within Splunk, the Splunk environment. And then the other option is, I think some of you know that we offer the Splunk MCP server, and this allows you to build agents outside of Splunk. So, you may have more complex and, different needs, and you're interested in building your whole ecosystem of what your, agents are doing. And the Splunk MCP server gives you the flexibility to do that, right? So, that would be outside the perimeter of Splunk. You need to manage your stack, your security, and all of that, right? But this gives you a choice from, using turnkey, what we provide out of the box, all the way to, to building custom within Splunk, and then also building custom agents outside of Splunk. And so here's what is Agent Launchpad? So it's a really easy way. It's a no-code system to help you build agents really quickly in Splunk. Once your admin configures what you can have access to, and so you still have the admin controlling the tools, security, what the team can have access to. It's really Agent Launchpad. It's really built for the users. Once the admin configures what the control of what the Agent Launchpad has access to, the users who have everyday workflows, their processes, their jobs, they're really the way we see it, they're really the ones who can really take advantage of building agents to make their jobs easier. They're really there are multiple levers that you can choose to customize, and John will show you this. But the key ones are, you can choose the model that you want to run to be the brain of your agent. And that we have different ways of bringing that in. Either it's, you can use, if you have a corporate LLM, we can connect to that, or you can use one of our hosted models like GPT OSS. And then we also have security models and time series models that can do further analysis on your data. And then we also can connect to any MCP server and connect to different tools that you may need to get access to. And then also we have a skills capability. Skills are instructions additional instructions that you want to give to your model to accomplish certain tasks. This is I think very similar to LLMs that you use today in Claude or GPT, where you add your own instructions on how you want the LLM to perform. So that gives you a quick background on what Agent Launchpad is, and I will turn it over to John now to show you a demo of how Agent Launchpad works.
Hi, everyone. It's John. I just want to first start with how easy to build agents in AI Toolkit. It's actually very easy. You usually start with connecting all the tools that agent needs. As Sancha listed here, you can connect MCPs, you can connect the LLMs, any skills you want, any knowledge base. It starts from that at first, giving the tool the agent. Second is the configuring the agents. You also hold the freedom. You can change your prompt, system prompt, draft new skills, add new skills, or share the skills in between organization, in your organization. Like, you have all the capabilities and all the configuration options in this slide. Then finally, invoking them. That's the area actually that we excel, that makes us different. You can invoke this agent from your Splunk workflows, like any alerts, any dashboard that you have, anything that you can run SPL, or as we know, SPL is almost everywhere. It's how Splunk works. You can schedule these agents and run these agents. Let me move to the next slide. And there are multiple use cases I've seen from my interactions with the customers. Like, people really do triage. Triage is one of the big use cases. Proactive health checks. Like, there are so many things that people are doing just for their own stack. Like, it takes 80% of their time sometimes. Like something like health check. They can easily, I see people doing it. Today, actually, we will work on that use case. And also like RCA, root cause analysis. Some other customers like really have unique knowledge bases. They want to connect these knowledge base to an MCP, and they build these root cause analysis that can go beyond just Splunk data. Today, actually, I want to focus on one real use case. So at least from this call today, we can live with a tool that we can go build in Splunk with our own stack and start creating our first agent. It's a proactive health check. We all know that even the checking the Splunk's health is a work that we sometimes need to do. And in this use case, I will just create one simple agent that will go and check all our old stacks and all the health, all the errors. And it will identify the 3 important errors that we need to address. And our agent would assess the severity of these errors, create some Jira tickets on our ticketing platform. Then it will create a report, daily report, and post that daily report in a knowledge base. And so then agent will be able to refer you back. We will have a conversation with that agent about the previous days, like the issue. Let me quick switch to our demo. I assume you can see my screen. And again, as accessing Agent Launchpad in AI Toolkit is very easy. Please download the latest AI Toolkit. And after that, when you go to AI Toolkit, you will see a new tab here. It mentions agents and some other connection capabilities. As we just described in our presentation, let's start with the connections and let's add the things that our agent needs. And in the connections tab, we have various options here. Let's give it a second. And for example, you can connect any MCP that you want. There are a few MCPs that we listed here, but we provide also all authentication methods. And that's why if you have any MCP in your mind, like right now we use Application PagerDuty, you can connect the service now. You can connect even like the external any data source that you have. If you host a few data in Snowflake or Databricks, anywhere that you have, you can directly connect that MCP server from here. So all the data that you have will be accessible to the agent, of course, by using all this controls that you have. Also, you can connect any LLM you want, and you go at the LLM connection. You can use a Splunk hosted LLM. These are great LLMs to just test your idea. And after you test those ideas, you can use LLMs from any third-party providers. Due to custom LLM connection, again, if you have a custom endpoint, you can use it. Also, we even want to target the self model hosting use cases. So if you have any model that you have, you can use Ollama to connect here. And I think we already discussed some knowledge bases. It's easy, but these days I also see people are using MCPs more often than knowledge bases. Okay, let's imagine for this use case, we want to create an agent. This agent first needs an LLM. I connected this Bedrock LLM, and we will use Anthropic Sonnet 4.5. You can, again, you have freedom to use any LLM for it. And the second one is connecting the MCPs. My friend previously created the Slack MCP to send the message, but today I'm not going to use that. I just want to use my Splunk MCP. And this is the stack that I have. I will add this MCP server together with that's MCP. I also added the Atlassian MCP server. And for whenever you add these at the MCP servers, you also have the way to decide which tools you want to connect with these agents. I think I already enabled all the tools, but you can be more selective. And I also want to mention the sharings later. Let's go to the agent. Again, creating the agents, very, very simple. Like it's really just you click plus agent, write the name of the agent, and describe. If you want to describe, you can even leave it blank and just gather a couple of configuration. When you click the create agent, the agent will create. Then later, let's imagine our use case, we want to create an agent for the health check agent. Let me go and edit the agent that I created so you can really follow the steps. I added the default prompt for the agents. It's just ask the agent to search across all Splunk indexes for the last 24 hours, identify important errors, summarize these errors, list a couple of sample logs so I can further triage, and then create a Jira ticket for each of these errors, and also create a Confluence page in our workspace. And then, of course, this is the other freedom that you have. System prompt. I always add some details about how to create the tickets, certain guidelines that I want to add system prompt. But also, you can easily add them to the skills. So if you have a specific Jira board that you want to create, you can create a skills named, for example, ticketing skill, and you can describe all these details here. So we can keep your system prompt even cleaner. And then the next step is adding the MCP connection. In here, you can see I gave access to all the Splunk tools in our MCP to this agent. For the case of the Atlassian, we have 40 tools on Atlassian. Again, maybe we did a little bit lazy. We did not pick any of them. We picked all of them for our agents to use. And it's a better practice to just pick a few. Like, for example, the create Jira issue and edit Jira and create a Confluence should be enough. But I have also great tricks to how to pick the right filter, right tools. If you have more time today, I'm happy to show you. Also, please ask any questions that you want. Okay, after you create the agent, then you are almost done. Like, you can invoke this agent in many places within Splunk. That's actually our differentiation. Let's actually go to search to show you how you invoke this agent. And of course, search is just one way of invocation. And even let's make this search query easy. Invoking the agent is very, very easy. You use our new command is AI agent. If you previously use AI command in Splunk, right now we are seeing lots of people are using AI command. It was the LLM integration. You can imagine AI agent is the integration for agentic solutions within Splunk. You just need to write pipe AI agent and agent name. When you click next, we will actually start running this agent. And you can see these runs in our agent run history. And give it a second for loading. Whenever you start running an agent, this run started. You can see these runs in your run history. As you can see, before this today, early in the day, I did some runs. All these runs are available. Users will be able to monitor them. And actually, what I did also, since searching all Splunk indexes and looking at the, this is run started. We can see our current run. And looking at all the stacks indexes takes some time. So, to just save time today, what I did, I actually ran the agent a few hours ago. And let's look at what the agent did. And of course, you will have the same whenever you run the agent. It will take, like right now, I know this agent that takes 120 seconds, 2 minutes to search your old Splunk indexes. Since we are here, let me show you another magic trick here. And after you run the agent once, and we know this is daily agent, we want to really check all the details about what it did. You can also save these agentic runs, like you can save this search as an alert or scheduled search. So you can make this agent run every day at the time that you want. So after running these agents once, after you tested it, you can really easily automate very complex workflow by using our schedule search and the alert functionality. And also, if you have any previous alert that you are using for any other reason, and we have a native action, it says run AI agent. And you can click here, you will see all the agents that you have, and you can pick the agent that you want. So whenever this alert triggered, like I see people are doing the triage agent. Whenever an alert triggered, it triggers the triage agent. And you can customize the prompt. You can say anything you want. Of course, you have all the freedom. But yeah, this is how it works. After the agent runs, it will provide you these results on the search page. But I think this is not the best way of consuming the agents. And also, we are not this is not actually an assistant product, AI assistant. Like, we don't want you to wait on the screen. The real goal of this product is excels at automating workflows that runs while you are not on your screen. And so let's imagine that this daily checkup run, and in the morning you get maybe a Slack message, or you just get the Jira tickets assigned to you. But you want to have a little bit more conversation about the agent. Like, this agent runs, and you see that this tree. Let's give it a second for the conversation. Perfect. For example, we see that the agent run, identify 3 errors here. It created 3 Jira tickets. Looks like we have a search cluster REST API problem. Let me go check this ticket the agent created. There are some sample logs, some details. It shares more about the effect system. And apart from these Jira tickets, some details, the most important thing, actually, I really like these daily summaries. And you can see the agent summarize all the events it sees and the details and refers to the ticket. So you have a daily log of the health of your Splunk stack. And also agents can also use this. Let me go back to the agent run history. You can see during this run, it took around 120 seconds, and the agents all made multiple different calls. You see there almost 10 Splunk queries. And then later, agents wanted to see what application resources available with application side, like the identify the Confluence pages to find the right Confluence space, see the visible Jira projects to create these tickets on the right Jira projects. And finally, created Jira tickets and created the Confluence. Do you remember we previously discussed what is the best way of deciding which tools to give to the agent? Actually, sometimes use this trick. I give all, run a few runs, then you will see all these tools that the agent is calling. And also you can see all the loads and what we sent and all the details. Okay, then what I did today, actually, I just asked the agent that, hey, do we see similar errors in August 5th? How was yesterday? And you can really have these type of conversation with the agent. And as you can see, our agents told us that, hey, we observe very, very similar errors on both days. And it's even, you can even really have a more conversation. It really give you an opportunity to start triage even on this agent run page. Yeah. And since we showed you how you create the agent, then also I quickly mention how to schedule these agents. Like, for example, today, if you, what will be the nice, I think the best takeaway to leave, and just create a simple daily checkup agent. It's very easy, and I assume you all have your own unique problems or unique health checkup things that you want to do. For example, skip search is an important thing. I see people are just creating a daily checkup agent for skip searches. Just create one simple agent and save it as an alert. Like, just run it every day, so you can go check. It's how it works, and you can also schedule at a time that's not like based on the traffic that you want to observe. You can really pick that time. Yep. Actually, that's all for the demo side. I'm happy to also later we will have a Q&A section. During the Q&A section, I'm happy to address a few more questions. But before I hand over to Sanjay, I really want to mention a few things. Why this workflow matters, why even we decided to build, because we all know that there are, I think I can count hundreds of agentic platforms today, like Anthropic, Open. We don't need to count them, like so many. Every tool almost has a way to build an agent. But why this is important for us? First, it's a deep native invocation and the context, having the native invocation capabilities and getting the context from Splunk is very powerful. Today, I show a very simple agent, and that can actually just with a simple prompt, but you can be very creative with your prompt, and your prompt can get certain fields from the search. So if you have any complex search that you are running and you want to send this search as a context to the agent, and it works magical, like it works amazing. The second thing, we all know that we use Splunk for various other reasons. Rather than building all our workflows outside, we can really turn them to an agentic workflow today with these capabilities that we have. Like, we can add pipe AI command at the end of any search that we have, or we can, if we have any alert that we are using, we can just add that run agent. And also, if we do anything in the Splunk that feels a little bit mundane, we can just create the agent and ask the agent to do that mundane work for us. That's why for the deep native invocation capability is amazing. The other, I think the other thing that makes our platform is different than call it other agentic platform is to being able to create end-to-end AI workflows. And for example, one of the examples that I see, you don't want to always use the generative AI for certain solutions. Like, still traditional AI or machine learning is better at classification, anomaly detection. Generative AI models are great, but they are not designed to do the complex machine learning work or like the even the fraud detection on type of detection. The machine learning models are significantly better. and more predictable, various other reasons. Since in AI Toolkit, actually, we have very many built-in machine learning capabilities, and also you can bring any machine learning model you want to the AI Toolkit. So you can create end-to-end work. For example, you can send thousands, like millions of events that you cannot otherwise send to an agent to machine learning model with an AI Toolkit. And that model can identify certain anomalies, and you can pipe those anomalies to the AI agent. So you can create an end-to-end workflow from machine learning to the AI within Splunk. This is, like, as far as I know, there isn't that many platforms that you can do it right now. And finally is also for hybrid and on-prem differentiation. Even in this call, I was just looking at the questions. I think the second question I see was about on-prem. And really want to bring the solution to on-prem. Right now, you can get Agent Launchpad through Cloud Connect. And I think it's available in our release 3 weeks ago. We made it also available in Cloud Connect. But soon enough, you will be bring this Launchpad capabilities, agentic capabilities, or air-gapped environment, and you will be in a you will be in a position that you can host your own LLM on your servers by using Olama, and bring this LLM back to Splunk through using our the LLM integration that I showed. Then you can run your own agent, your own on-prem environment that you have. Like, even everything is on-prem. You will be able to have all these capabilities that I think not many hyperscalers targeting, because it's not how they monetize. It's not maybe their benefit to offer this solution in that way. And let me also finally hand over to Sancha for the next QA.
All right, great
Sancha, back to you.
summary. Thanks, John. Great summary. Before we go to Q&A, I want to take another survey on what you've just heard in terms of capabilities from Agent Launchpad, and just really kind of get your feedback on what else you like to see. And here are just some of the ideas that we've heard in the past, but in the other category, please, if you have other ideas and suggestions, please input that in the Q&A, and we'll take that into consideration for our next, future releases. So please take a minute to look at the, future features that you like to see in Agent Launchpad. I know you just heard about it, and you might need time to think about it. But if if these are options that look compelling to you and you'd like to have, this will really help us, help John as he thinks about what to build in the future. Any other comments you wanted to make on this, John?
Actually, these are great ideas that we really want to test the waters with, because also on our end, we are trying to prioritize what to build next. And that's why any new feature in your mind, anything that you think, even while seeing this demo, that you think that can help you, please let us know.
Okay, so we'll give you another minute to think about it. Human in the loop approval is, we all know how important that is. We currently have that feature already.
Wow. Oh.
You want to mention that a little bit more? Like what the Launchpad can do today,
yeah. I think these are features that we are working, like human in the loop.
Oh, it looks like John went off the screen. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Just
okay.
Just to make sure I mentioned that human in the loop. There are a few features that actually we are working on it. Human in the loop will be one of them. Will be released maybe in 3 weeks. But also, I just look at my notes, what I wanted to mention here. We just talk about how easy to create the agent, but also you will see some other capabilities in Agent Launchpad that also makes these agents is more usable for the organizations. for example, today I forgot to show you, but you can even share these agents within your organization. So from the survey, I remember maybe just 1/4 of our, like 25% of the people were creating agent, but the other like 25% were using the agent that other people create. You can actually be the one who is building and sharing with the rest of the organization. So after you create your agent, you will see some roleways access control, so you can share the agent with more people in the organization. And also, we have the same capabilities in the in for all connections. So after you add an MCP, after you add an LLM, you can actually share this MCP connection or the LLM with the other people in your organization, other team members, and so they can easily create agents by using the tools and LLMs that you have. So you can really go even beyond creating an agent today and share your agent with the rest of your team, so they can also test, improve, and use it.
Okay.
Back to you, Sancha.
Perfect. Let's see what has the highest demand. Connect with 2 ties here. Connect agents to Splunk alerts and dashboards. I think you can talk a bit about that. You can trigger agents from Splunk alerts today, right, John?
Yeah, we can right now we can invoke agents via alerts. Also, we are thinking about few features like maybe adding a chat box in any dashboard that you want, and that agent that you create on that dashboard maybe will be able to have all the access into the dashboard. But still, these are great insights. We are working on that aspect.
And templates will certainly make that agent building a lot easier as well. Okay, so thank you for your feedback. Let me give a quick summary before we go to Q&A. I think now that you've seen what Agent Launchpad is about and seen the demo, for me to summarize, I think Agent Launchpad is really the quickest way for you to build agents in Splunk. You've seen John, do that in this demo, and it really is that easy. When we talked about earlier why agentic AI doesn't work, it's about accuracy, right? There are surveys and forecasts being done that analysts are saying the risk is in the agents being inaccurate and not working. How do you trust the agents to do what it's supposed to do? And that goes around, goes back to like that harness, right, around the model and giving a context so that it is actually taking the right actions that you want. And everything that John has shown you here, from choosing the models, connecting the different tools with the admin control, adding skills, giving it context, and being in the workflow, the Splunk workflow, where you can get all of that data as it is processing. That is really going to help the agent, deliver to you the right response and take the right action. So this is why we're really so excited about it. So let's go to Q&A. We have a lot of good questions for you, John. So let me see where to start. Let's see. Oh, here's a really good one. Tell us about creating agentic workflows. Like, can you trigger an agent using an AI agent command? Can one agent call another agent? Tell us more about that. This is really exciting.
Yeah, totally. And I will answer this question 2 ways. First, what we can do today, and the second, maybe what we can do tomorrow. The first, I've seen one of our customers creating a multi-agent workflow, and it was impressive. Like, you use the AI agent commands in SPL to you ask agent to do certain tasks for you, but as an output, you want agent to send you a JSON in JSON format. Then the next agent, you will connect, you do some SPL magic to connect 2 agents to each other by using using certain fields that your first agent is sending. And so By combining two AI agents command in one search query, you can easily build some like call it the chain commands and the multi-agent workflows. That being said, I know this is not the most ideal way of doing it. We want agents to discover other specialized agents and to call them and to make use of the other agents that we are building. We are really targeting this use case. I think within a couple of maybe months, these Splunk agent launchpad agents will be able to call other agents within Splunk. Like for example, you can create one specialized triage agent, and the other agent, based on the description of the second agent, can explore and call the other agent. But right now, that capability is not available, but it's in our roadmap.
Perfect. Okay, your second question, can you create an agent that gets triggered whenever a case gets created?
Of course, like if you can use any alert function, or if you can do any search with that search, if you have any index, and whenever there's any result in that index, you can run that agent by using our current alert system. I hope that answers the question, but yes, it's possible.
Is there a repository where analysts can adopt like a repository for where you put like prompts and workflows for someone who's new, for a beginner who's new to their jobs, that they can, pull from and build agents more quickly?
Totally. Right now we have a skills registry, and so if you're like experienced people can really create some skills for the rest of the organization. For example, you can create a skill to how to triage certain type of cases and some other things, and some other specialized way of doing some workflows. Then you can share those skills with the rest of the organization, so anyone creating an agent can really connect these skills to their own agent. So as we all know, skills are actually, it's just an extension of their prompts. They can start utilizing those capabilities. The second, we are also working on, it was, I think, one of the highest requested feature is agent templates. Also from the Splunk side, we are working on some agent templates. For example, this daily checkup agent will be one of our templates. So you can just browse that template and find some agents. So you will be able to bring these agents to your own Splunk. And finally, I think if we want to share some prompt and the workflow with the other people, the easier way could be just creating the agent and sharing with agents by using the role-based access control within that manage agent page. And you can share the agent. You can give people read access. You can give people write access. You can easily create a few agents, maybe starter agents for the rest of the organization, and share it, make it public, so anyone who has public access can see how you created these agents, and they can use those agents as a template.
Okay, another question is. Okay, another question is asking about real-time use cases. If we think about maybe like an alert happening, I think that would be happening in real time. Are there use cases where, alerts happening and then actions are being taken like, all at once or pretty soon thereafter? So that was the question. Any real-time use cases?
Totally. Actually, this is something that we really want to address well. And I think we have very strong capabilities. The first, using the alerts are amazing. So if you have any alert to detect any real-time issues, you can use it. And also, you can create really event-driven experiences rather than to check certain issues with an agent every 2 minutes. Agent is pulling some data from Splunk MCP, running a query. It's very expensive actually in terms of tokens. You can really create some workflows, like you can have an anomaly detection model by using machine learning model that runs every 2 minutes, and even like every minute you can do it. You make it run, and if there is any new issue, that machine learning model can trigger your agent. So by using our current schedule search alert functionalities, you should be able to really target some real-time use cases. If you ask me some real-time use cases, like what I see, the triage is something that I see from the users. They want to do some triage whenever they see an error. Like one of the things that I see, and they like actually observe a couple of different the metrics within the Splunk. For example, the failure rates. Whenever they see a failure rate, it automatically starts the root cause analysis and the triage, so users like as analysts do not need to just wait for the next day or whenever they fire. They don't need to start it automatically. When they come back to Splunk, they see some RCA and the triage. It's already happened. Hope it answers your question.
Okay, maybe two more. I know we're at getting close to time. How does the agent handle excessive log volume? For example, if you're looking for errors in the past 24 hours, that could be hundreds or thousands of lines.
Yeah, you're right. Let me be even specific of how many errors it identified, and like top 3 errors. Like I see more than 5,000 errors. Like agents are amazing in terms of like it works way faster than how human works. We can of course talk about all the controls and things, but this is where these agents excel. But I see the questions. For example, if you have like a very large Splunk instance that has like the millions of errors happening, it might be, it can fill the context window. Right now, as far as I know, our context window is around 1 million token. And if it's more than 1 million error happening the last 24 hours, what I would do, it means it's a great signal that we need to really run these agents more frequently rather than have a daily checkup agent. Maybe it's better to build a hourly checkup agent, so you can run this agent every hour, so you can check it more frequently. I hope when you check every hour or even maybe every minute, the context window will be large enough to process things happened within the last minute. What I would do, maybe if it continues, maybe you can do some SPL magic to be able to actually cut these into certain groups of errors or groups of logs that you want to investigate at a time. So you can invoke multiple agents for the same amount of analyze the same number of the errors. Actually, we have a great capability there. We mentioned we have a feature that lets you invoke 10 agents at a time by using number of roles. But I think I will be able to explain it that well. We have a help document. I'm happy to refer it back to how to use that role functionality. So for the same use case, you can invoke 10 agents, and all these 10 agents can do a portion of the work.
So running the agents in parallel, running multiple agents in parallel to handle the volume.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I think for everybody, thanks for all of your questions. John is joining us from his vacation, so I think the connection might not be as great as would be in the office, but we appreciate his time as well. Let me just take this one last question, and then we'll close, because this is, I think, a really important question. As the Agent Launchpad connects to different MCP tools, tell us about the governance and traceability of that within Splunk.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Like beauty of it, like first, when you create this MCP connections, you will be able to decide which tools this MCP connection should be able to call. And also the second one, whenever you create the agent, this time you will be able to decide among all these tools, which one of them you want the agent to use. The second one, being able to see the tool calls. As I show you today in the run history, and you can see each and every tool call that happened. And you can see whether that tool call was successful or not. So overall, you will be able to see all agent runs for and each agent run. Also, you will be able to see the all MCP tool calls. So you have complete visibility to all the tool calls happening and all the additional data that you get from the other resource, other MCP servers, or any additional data that you push to that MCP servers will be available to you in run history, and also you will be able to use all our role-based access controls to be able to give access to use the MCP tool to any people in your organization. So we have all the role-based access control and the traceability. This is something that we really focused on tackling well.
All right. So I know we're at the top of the hour. Let's wrap this up. We have a lot of information to share with you. We have an upcoming office hour that I encourage you to attend. I know there are some very specific questions about which AI toolkit version and all of that. So we have an office hour set up for Agent Launchpad, Thursday, August 20th. I think, John, you will be on there to answer any questions that you may have. So I encourage you to sign up for that. We also have a webpage that has a lot of the content where you can get more background information. And also, continue to join us in the community and where we can all help each other learn more. So that is the end of our presentation. We really appreciate you joining us and learning about Agent Launchpad. And please, reach out, send your questions in, and if we didn't get to it today, we'll answer it after this event. So thanks again for joining us.